the book you don't read can't help you. If you read it, it might not help you. But if you don't read it, it ain't gonna help you. And so why is it that some people, their lives change? Because some people care enough to change their lives. Some people are like, okay, life, put up your dukes. I gotta wrestle it from you. Let's wrestle. What we got to put on a boxing glove. Let's put on the gloves. Like whatever we've got to do, it's worth it. Like when I look in the faces of my children, I could not look at them and tell them you can do anything you want to do and you can be anything you want to be while they watch me do nothing and be nothing. That's not gonna be how this story plays out. I'm gonna demonstrate to them that the words that I come out of my mouth are not do what I do, not as I say, do what I do, but even more so do what I say, but even more so do what I do. Like the Apostle Paul said, the things that you've both heard and seen in me do. Oh, Paul set the example. So Frederick Douglass changed. Like Oprah Winfrey, they said she was unfit for television. But now she owns her own network. Why? Because she was unwilling to accept that, so she was willing to fight for it. So, why don't people change their lives? That's the question. Why don't they? Why haven't I changed my life more? Why haven't you changed your life more? Why haven't we changed our lives more? Well, I think one reason people don't change their lives is because they don't think they can. They bought into the lie of the identity. What's the lie of the identity? All of us have had people in our lives at some point in our lives in the past tell us that we are not enough, something enough. Not tall enough, not short enough, not pretty enough, don't sing good enough, don't dance good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not coordinated enough. You are not enough. We've all heard it. If you buy that lie, it'll cost you too much. Because that has never been the message that God has given you. In fact, you are enough for the assignment for which he created you. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And so if you buy into the identity, it could literally cost you everything. Okay, cool. So you've got people think they can't change their lives. That's one reason they don't change. Number two, they don't know how. And I get it, because I always believed I could change my life. I can't think of a time. I could think of a time when I was so discouraged that I felt like it wasn't working. And that was after it had already worked, right? That was after it had already worked. But I can't think of a time when I've ever believed, my life is not going to get better. I've always believed it. But for a long time, I believed it and I didn't know how to do it. So guess what? My belief in the fact that I could do it caused me to keep looking for answers to how to do it. See, if you don't believe you can do it, you don't have a reason to look. So people who don't believe they can do it are not going to look for the answers to how they can do it, so they never change their lives. They just keep on living Groundhog Day. Every day is just like yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before, and they put their days on rinse and repeat until they die. So most people really never live. They just exist their way through life. And people say, what do you do for a living? That's a really lame question. What do you do for a living? Let me ask you a more valuable question, if I may. What do you do while you're living? What do you do while you're living? Because most people do something for a living and do nothing while they're living. But I believe that the quality of a person's life is not measured by the number of years of experience a person has doing a thing, but by the number of experiences we put in those years. How many experiences? I want to max out all of my experiences of all my days every day. And I'm freakishly obsessive about this. I'm just keeping it real. Freakishly obsessive. Say, Myron, what does that mean? If I go to a restaurant because I love food, and food to me is an experience. Like, I appreciate the fact that God didn't make us like a car that can't taste its fuel, right? A car doesn't get excited about going to the gas station. It doesn't care. But man, when I'm fueling up, it's about to be on. We about to have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Some of this over here, some of that. We're going to add some salt and pepper to it, add a little spice, a little flavor, a little kick. Yeah. So when I'm eating, for me, it's so crazy. I'll be outside playing golf, and I have like 2 or 3 cups of ice water at all times. You've never seen anybody get so excited about drinking water. Like I'll drink a glass of water, and I'm like, this water is so good. It's so wet. I love the wetness of water, right? And And people probably look at me like, this dude is out of his mind. I'm savoring the experience of drinking water. I'm savoring the experience of eating a meal, which is why when I go to a restaurant and the service starts out bad, I leave. It's not going to get better. So I leave. Unless it's like one of my favorite restaurants and they give me a server that I don't like, I'll just ask them to change the server. You say, you don't like servers? Yeah. I don't like servers who don't serve, who want me to serve them because they think that's what, like, that. Anyway, they don't think they can. They don't know how. So because I believed I could, I looked everywhere. I'm still looking everywhere. My life is fairly good. Okay, it's better than fairly good. It's really good. But as good as it is, it could become exponentially better. And if it could, why wouldn't I want it to? And so I'm always reading. I'm always learning. I'm always looking for the answers I don't know. I'm not satisfied with the answers I know. I'm not satisfied with the abilities I have. I'm thankful for them. I'm grateful for them, but they are not enough. Why? Because I was commanded by God to be progressively productive, which means I'm supposed to be getting better every day. Okay. So they don't know how. They don't believe they can. Sad but true. They're afraid to leave the familiar behind. They're afraid that if I change and nobody changes with me, I'll be all by myself. That's real talk. If I change and my kids don't change, now my kids are going to be alienated. If I change and my friends don't change, now my friends are going to think I think I'm better than they do. If I change and my brothers and my siblings and my parents and my family doesn't change, now I'm going to be by myself in the world. If that's the price you have to pay to be progressively productive, I'm telling you, pay the price. I'm not saying leave people behind. Invite them to come along. But leave that decision to them. Because if you got to drag them in, you got to drag them around. And that's exhausting. If I could give you a gift, and I can't, but if I could, I would give you the gift to believe in your ability to change your life. Because I know you can. And I don't know you can based on theory, based on a book that I read that was written by a guru. I know you can because I've seen it happen over and over in my own life and in the lives of other people that I've served and served with. And I'm telling you, your life can get better. Don't stop believing. Don't stop growing. Don't stop reading. Life will give you what you'll accept, or life will give you what you'll fight for. Don't accept that enough is enough. Always fight for more. That's my encouraging word for you today. I hope it blesses you beyond measure. And in the meantime, in between time, we'll see you